What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Trophy Chasers Podcast, episode 21. Like an idiot, I forgot to update the title yet again. So, anyway, I'm joined here with DMC and Alex Wolf. How are you both doing?
Doing good, man. Glad to be here. Seems like it's so long ago. It actually does feel like it's been a while, but glad to be here.
Good, good. You having a good week?
Too.
Having a good week?
I am.
Good.
I'm living the drinking card life,
Oh, yeah?
and I'm trying to figure out why reviewers gave it a 4 out of 5, or 4 out of 10. It absolutely deserves a 6 out of 10. So awesome. Anyway.
Well, a 6 from you is pretty common to be a 4 from everybody else. We seem to be a little more generous.
I'm loving the heck out of the game too, by the way. But how
Yeah.
about you, Alex?
My week's been fine. It's been really lazy, and I haven't been doing much gaming wise. But yesterday I started working on Trine, I believe, or the day before that. Trine 2, the complete story on PS4. That's been taking up my time up until now. So,
Yeah.
it's nice, but my partner's kind of bossy, so I didn't really enjoy it much. But playing the game is actually really nice. It's beautiful. You guys have probably seen it or played it, but it's just
What game is this now?
Trine 2.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that game
Yeah.
is just
Flip
beautiful.
scared the crap out of me about that. I was all ready to jump back into that, man. I platinum, trying to, and on the PS3, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
On the
if you
PS4,
did it on the PS4, it's
Yep.
20 times worse."
The trophy list is different than the PS3 version on PS4. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But guys, podcast world, there is one person on our show tonight that's depressed because something is no longer available. Please, Flip, tell us why.
Yeah, my week's been full of ups and downs.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the primary reason.
I know. We started with Destiny. Been playing. I played way too. I probably put like 40 hours into the alpha test over the course of the weekend, and now it's gone. And now nothing else at all seems entertaining. Nothing holds my interest. It's just like, well, I could be playing Destiny. It was like a blessing that we got to play it, but it was also a curse.
So yeah, I was making up haikus and tweeting them to Bungie last week, early part of this week, because it was just gone. So what made it worse for me is on the last day. This is the day that I think they revealed something about, hey, there's something awesome going down, and if you're on, you're going to experience it. And so I got home and I was playing a little bit, waiting for Flip to get home so we can do some streaming. And I finally got to level 8, and I had a couple of guns, and I was all agreeing with my upgrades, and I was going out there, and I discovered that the wizard has a melee, and I was just killing folks with my melee. And I was like, I'm freaking awesome. And I felt more empowered than I did the previous 20 hours that I played. And I was just having a ball, man, and I couldn't remember what it was, and I was all excited to tell you, Flip, and then they kicked me out. They said the beta was no longer available.
Alpha.
Alpha was no longer available. That made me feel bad.
It's a big difference, apparently.
It is a big difference.
Apparently it isn't. This is a freaking gold game to me.
Right.
Their alpha is better than most, released titles that's on the market, which is pretty incredible.
I thought Bungie did a really good job of catering to their audience, because the majority of people who were playing this probably had no idea what a beta it was, let alone an alpha. So usually when you play betas, you're supposed to, at least for an MMO, a game of this scale, I've been in most of the WoW betas and a lot of betas for other MMOs like DC Universe Online, Star Wars: The Old Republic. The servers are constantly going down. There's always testing stuff, doing stress tests, character rollbacks to see if they can do that in case they need to. I mean, when you sign up for the beta, that's what you're expecting. Just you get to play the game, you get to test it out, but there's going to be glitches all over the place, and that's the point of the beta. Bungie released their alpha, and they actually didn't do any of that. They just it was almost like they released the game to you. But then after the whole beta was over, or the alpha was over, they left it open for an extra day. And during that day, that's when they decided, like after they scheduled the end, they extended it, put a few tweets out saying, hey, we're going to leave it open for a day, but play at your own risk. Meaning that was the day that they were going to stress test the servers, see if they did a few character rollbacks to see if that was something they could do. But they didn't interrupt anybody's game time during the scheduled date, which I thought was pretty cool of them, how they handled that. So, because during the entire alpha, I got disconnected a couple times, but I never had any glitches. It never like froze.
Yeah.
I guess one time a character, like a NPC we were killing, bugged out, but that was it.
Well, you played probably twice as long as I did. But,
Yeah.
But the most polished. First of all, I can't say the most polished alpha I've ever played because it was the first one that I was a part of. But certainly, more polished than any beta I've ever played, and so much so that now this year is a year of new fandom, right? Because just a few months ago, or a month ago, I was now a brand new fan of Super Big Giant. Is that the name of the company who gave us Transistor?
Mm-hmm.
So totally buy anything else they ever make for life. And now I'm questioning myself and wondering why the hell didn't I like Halo? Because if Halo's anything like just the feel of the gunplay in this game, I'm just trying to figure out what did I miss, because I rejected it. But this game just felt so perfect in every aspect. Certainly there's things they can refine. I thought the respawn of the enemies in the open wilderness was a little bit much. They responded too soon.
That's typical for an MMO, though, because
Okay.
you have to imagine when the game goes live, there'll be thousands of players all at the same time, and they'll all be fighting those enemies, trying to get those kills for their quests. So they have that respawn right there, so that it caters to larger groups.
That's me and my newness of not knowing what an MMO is supposed to function like or how it's supposed to function. But either way, I don't think I've ever been that impressed with a game ever in my initial take of it, man. So I'm just so looking forward to it.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see the poster that was in ODST? Yeah, I will throw it up on the stream real quick. Anyway, and back in Halo ODST, there was a poster on the wall in one of the rooms that showed Destiny, basically. So they've had this idea of Destiny for quite some time, but here's the image right there.
Was the best part of Destiny the dancing?
There was a lot of dancing.
Okay.
Now I don't know what just happened. Is it still there? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that poster showed up in ODST, and nobody knew what it meant. Everyone just thought it was some generic poster until we found out later on that it was their new IP. So.
Yeah. So my guy, I laughed out loud when my guy did something that can only be related to futuristic pop rocking. Was dancing. I just thought, my goodness.
You were talking about the Warlock's melee attack. I don't know if you played any other classes to compare it, but the Warlock's melee isn't necessarily a melee. There's quite a bit of range to it. You can actually be like 7 yards away and still do the attack, and it still hits them. And sometimes you can hit multiple targets, so it's a lot stronger than all the other classes' melee attacks. Like the Hunter throws a dagger for his special, but then after that he slashes with a sword, and the Titan just throws a punch. So I think the Warlock has the strongest of the melee attacks. And then later on, once you level it up, you can actually get like life regen, or you can make your grenade timer shorter.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool.
something
Did you play the multiplayer at all?
No. Actually, I was looking forward to playing the multiplayer with you later on that day before it actually failed out or ended.
Right.
I was a little bit afraid to go out there by myself and just get my head shot off. But
yeah, my first few games were pretty bad. I've always been terrible at like Call of Duty and Battlefield, all those first-person online shooters, but this one I really, really liked. I think this will be the one that makes me want to learn how to play a first-person shooter. It's really good. I mean, it's done by the people who did Halo, who like introduced Halo multiplayer to everybody, and it's like they re-released Halo for the first time. Like this, the multiplayer is really good because you have your character, you build them up. As long as you go in there with decent armor on, you can actually stand a chance. Otherwise, like, gear is very important in PvP, it seems like. Because I went in there pretty early and just got annihilated. And then once I got geared up, I went back into the PvP stuff, and it was a lot of fun. It was actually doing pretty well. But I had a great time with it. It's very well done. And we just got to play one mode, which was similar to Domination. I think they called it Capture, where you just have 3 different points, and you're trying to hold them for as long as you can while you're killing the other team. But I guess there's like 7 or 8 other modes that aren't released yet, and they should be coming out once the game goes live.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm wondering if there's going to be a secret special extra class.
I'd imagine there would be, because you have the tank class, you have the caster, and the melee DPS. I would imagine there'll be a healer.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be excellent.
And they also announced that they'll be doing, the one thing that I said that I hope the game does is add, like, because they have the questing, and then they have some dungeons where you have team up with a group of 3, go into what they call a strike, which is basically a dungeon and set up just like a dungeon in an MMO. You have like a few trash pulls, then you have a boss event where you just have to guard something for a few minutes while they open the door, and then you have another few waves of trash, and then you have the first boss, and then you kill him, move on through some more trash, and then the final boss. So I thought that was set up really well. And they said they'll be adding raids. The first one's called the Glass Palace, I think is what they called it. It'll be a 6-man raid at level 20, and it looks really cool.
All right, race to level 20.
Yeah. Yep. I cannot wait till the 9th. That's all I'm gonna be playing. It's good. Usually when an MMO comes out, at least I was like this for a while. Whenever an MMO would come out, I just non-stop played until I got to the level cap and started the raids as soon as possible. I really liked MMOs. I went through a pretty big phase where that was my thing. So I'm looking forward to doing that again with Destiny. There's also a lot of confusion. A lot of people are saying that level 20 is the level cap, but in the Caring is Sharing video, which they've released for every game, the PS4 commercial, if you're familiar with those, yeah, they did one for Destiny. It's like 30 seconds long, and if you look in like the 15 to 20 second range, there's a character running through a dungeon or something, and he mouses over one of his allies, and the guy's level 32. So 20 is not the cap, or they've changed something. Yeah. I do know there's like all the gear that I saw, the highest level gear that I saw was level 20, and then there's a stat on that gear that says allows you to level past the cap. It's called Light. The name of the stat was Light, so I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I think that plays a pretty important part in it. Lets you get stronger in some sort.
Hey, looking forward to it, man. That's going to carry me all the way to October. So I got 2 months of solid play. Well, 1.5 months of solid play.
Yeah. Are you going to stick with the Warlock?
I think so, man. I think I will. You know, and if there is a healer class, I might look into that as well.
Yeah. So I played all 3 of the classes, got all of them to level 8, and put some pretty good time into all of them. And really, I think I'm going to go with my initial choice and stick with the Titan. I really like that. In most MMOs, I always play the tank class anyway, so this one, he's a little bit weaker as far as damage, but he can take a hit. And I guess once you start leveling him up, he gets this ability where every time he sprints, he gets a protective shield after he stops sprinting.
It's pretty good.
So yeah, you can run up there, do your punch, and then back up and start sprinting again.
So Cody just asked, and I thought this was something that I thought to myself it was really impressive, is the UI, the presentation of the UI, the transition between movement from the from the tower to outer space to various areas where we actually go out into the wilderness. What are your thoughts about that?
One of the coolest things, I don't know if you tested this out, but you can go to, if you went to alpha.bungie.net, you could actually manage your inventory from the website, which would save you the trouble of having to press pause and go through all that, because you can't actually pause this game since it's a live MMO. So anytime you press the pause button and view the menu screen, everything's still going on around you. But you can actually go to the website, and there'll be an app on the Android and iPhones once the game gets released that does the exact same thing. It brings up your entire inventory, and you can see everything that you have in your bags and actually switch out weapons, and it's immediate. Like right when I clicked on a different weapon on the website, it instantly flashed on the TV, and my weapon just transformed into the thing I selected. So that was really cool. I've never seen anything like that. I thought it was pretty handy. As far as the implemented UI in the game, I thought it was really well done. It looks a lot like Borderlands. But that's not a bad thing. Borderlands had a pretty good UI too.
Yeah, minus the self-shadedness. I think the art design is the realist art design. I think is very, very well played. And what's really funky is there was a comment by someone on the Sony camp that said that the game, the alpha wasn't even the finalized graphical fidelity
Right.
that the game's going to be released at. So that he was looking at a version that looked better than what we were playing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it wasn't jaw dropping, but it was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I was saying. Was I really doubted that all the graphics would have been fully rendered.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that as well. Good stuff.
And it still looked really good. Like, I don't know if you know, when you first loaded the game up, there was like a shot of a tree, and it said like,
Yeah.
welcome to the alpha, and those graphics were really, really well done. You went into the game and the graphics still looked good, but it wasn't as good as that intro screen. So I think that intro screen is how the graphics are going to look when the game goes live.
Didn't get the cherry blossoms. Yeah, but that was really pretty.
I didn't actually get to play it, but I mean, the game looks smooth. Like, I'm talking hot knife through butter smooth.
Hot knife through butter. Hey man, well,
Really
looking for.
good.
Are you planning to get it, Alex?
I mean, I do want to get it so I can play with you guys, and I mean, it looks fun to me. I haven't gotten to try it, but you know, you guys are getting me excited for it, so I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend. If the alpha is any indication of what the game's going to be on the final product, I don't suspect they're going to pull so much back. It is the most anticipated game. Of course, I change this every time we have a podcast, but it is now my most anticipated game for the rest of the year.
Yeah. I wasn't too high on it. Like, I remember before I knew this alpha talk had even started, they released like a 6-minute video showing them go through a few quests, and I wasn't really sold on the game. It just looked like Borderlands, like a futuristic sci-fi Borderlands, and I was like, okay, whatever, it'll just be another first-person shooter. But then I played it, and my mindset just changed completely. Now I cannot wait for anything else. This is definitely my most anticipated game. It was Batman, now it's this.
It surpassed Batman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, dude. I
Yeah.
really am.
Like,
You
I
know
think
what,
this would be I feel like this would be my
if they came out
go-to
with an
game.
alpha for the Batman game, you'd be all over that.
And let me tell you something, Alex. What's impressive about this game, and I keep on going back to this, is the implementation of gameplay. Everything just feels good and natural, and then the depth of the gameplay across the board is just so well done. It's just I feel like somebody gave me a demo of an actual game to play, and we got privileged to play a small piece of a game that exists, that's finished right now.
Yeah.
And that's what's baffling about it, that it's a freaking alpha.
They also released 2 other the names of 2 other locations that'll be in the game. I can't remember one of them, but I know one was called Old Chicago, and it's like a version of Chicago that's run down. It's turned into like swampland, so I guess like Lake Michigan had overflooded it. It looks pretty murky, pretty dark. And there's a lot of people saying that it's a reference to where Bungie's original studio was in Chicago. So there's a lot of speculation that there might be like a broken down Bungie studio in there somewhere.
Oh man,
That'd be pretty cool. And there's also talk that one of the other planets that'll be released will be Mars.
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have like a little rover up there as an Easter egg or something?
I'm pretty sure they will. You know, they've been so thorough and thoughtful just with the mechanic gameplay and all of the small references. I love it.
Yeah. When I played World of Warcraft, I played that game for like 7 years. That was the only game I played, just because they kept adding stuff to it, and there was always something to do. And like every few months, they'd add another patch that would add more dungeons. And I'm assuming they'll be doing the same thing with Destiny, because they already announced their 10 years lifespan cycle.
What?
Yeah, they have content planned for this game for the next 10 years. It's like Destiny will release this year, and then they'll probably patch it and add it along the way. And then the next year they have something announced called, what was it called? I can't remember. but it's like a DLC version of the game. And then the year after that, it's called, or they have Destiny 2, and then the next year is the add-on 2,
Okay, so
and then
they're
Destiny
releasing,
3.
so they are going to have annual releases of add-on content.
Right.
So that's good to hear, because I don't, if it's a 10-year outlook game where they're just adding in DLC, then I don't know how that's functional, but yeah.
So what's with the load times? Like you would select a mission and the ship would be flying like in outer space, and then it zooms into the world, and that seemed to take a long time. Like that was the only thing that I didn't like about it.
You don't go through that very often. The
Really?
loading times are pretty long, but you have to realize that once there's 3 different sections of the game that we had access to. You had the first story mission, the first strike, which is the dungeon, and then the title for the section was called Explore, and it was Explore Old Russia. When you loaded into that, or any of those 3, it loads the exact same thing. You're going into the entire world. Like there is tons of stuff that there are enemies that are level 20 that there's no way we're going to be able to fight. Like they showed up as question marks on our bars. Just because they're such a high level, it's basically saying stay away from them, don't mess with that.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, but you can explore the entire world.
Yeah.
There's so many places you go. It has to load
So it's
all
like
of that,
one big
and it's
world,
seamless
but then
once you
you have
go in there.
everything.
Right, kind of like The Last of Us
Second
did that.
Son or
Yeah,
Watch Dogs?
probably, but it's a lot bigger than that, a lot more expansive, and it's also loading everybody else in the game too with you. Like you'll be doing your quests, and there'll be guys running around doing their own quests in your world.
Oh.
So it's a full-fledged MMO.
Oh, okay. See, so it's not like alerts or anything in DC Universe Online where you kind of get your group and you go and it's just you guys there. So you're actually going to a different world when you're doing that traveling thing where there's like other players
Right.
doing. Oh, see, I thought you were just going into a mission and it was taking that long. Okay,
When you go to a
this is
mission,
a new world. All right.
right?
That's pretty cool.
When
I mean, I guess if that's the case, the loading times really aren't that bad.
Right, that's the only time you see that loading screen, because after you land on the planet, it never loads again. You pick up your missions, it's all seamless. There's no loading or phasing or anything like that.
All right.
And you can look at your pretty ship too, that you can upgrade for about 3,000 glimmer.
I'm trying to find the name of that DLC add-on that I know it starts with a C, I think, but I can't remember what it was called. But it doesn't really matter that much, but I'd like to know. But anything else you want to talk about, Destiny? Anything else that?
No, man. I'm thoroughly impressed. Really, I want Bungie to give me some type of persistent access to the game until its release. Tag on it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So is there going to be like a subscription fee or anything?
There's
like
no
that?
it's just the $60 initial fee. Yep, no subscription fee.
That's
so.
nice.
Yep. But you'll probably have to buy the game every other year and buy this add-on thing that gets released on the off years, which I can't find the name of. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it. I don't know. Starts with a C. I can't remember what it's called. Oh well. But yeah, I imagine myself playing this forever. Like
Forever.
whenever the new
Until it
content comes
shuts
out.
down.
Yeah, whenever the new content comes out, just rush and get through that. Start my own little guild or clan or whatever they call them in that game. Have everybody from the stream join, and just take it pretty serious, like I did with the hardcore rating that I did in World of Warcraft and stuff. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Yep. So aside from that, I didn't really play much. I tried playing Borderlands a couple days ago, just because Destiny was gone, and the next closest thing is Borderlands 2. And I tried playing that. It is not the same game that it used to be. Like, there's Borderlands 2 before you play Destiny, and then Borderlands 2 after you play Destiny. It's just like night and day. It was not fun at all. I was bored like within 20 minutes. I was like, ugh, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's sad. Did you capture your gameplay when you were doing the Destiny?
Yeah.
Because you could have just watched that over and over and pretended you were playing it with your controller.
Yeah, I recorded a lot of footage that I'll be compiling and editing into videos. Basically, just like tutorial videos, like character comparisons and stuff like that. Those will be releasing here pretty soon. So, yep, I've just been busy this week. So, what else did I play? I played Warframe a lot. I'm actually really getting into that. I think that's the game that'll tide me over until Destiny actually does get released, because it's set up similarly to a point. I like the idea of you going to different planets and farming gear and actually replaying missions, fighting bosses again, trying to get the certain loot drops that you want, and then building other gear. I don't know. I really like it. It's pretty complex though. What'd you say?
Battlefield Hardline, you played that too, right?
Yeah, I'll get to that in just a second. But I'm also doing the Warframe Wednesdays. So every Wednesday I usually try to live stream just a couple hours and let viewers of the stream hop in and play with me. So I've had a lot of fun with that. So I plan on playing Warframe for quite a while, at least until I get the trophy. I've got most of the trophies in the game, but there's a few more that I have to get, like leveling up all the weapons and stuff. I still have to do all that.
Yeah, Warframe is a very, very deep game, and
it's a lot more complex than you think when you start.
It's almost it doesn't, you know, there's very few games that reach Devil May Cry classic level, but the amount that you can do in air, on ground, in flight, in run, between the various weapons that you have is incredibly impressive, and I think every time I play it, I discover something new.
Yeah, I don't know if you played recently, but they just upgraded all the combat, and I think they called it Combat 2.0. So now you have.
No, I haven't played recently. Wow.
Yeah, so the combat's a lot different. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't played it since it originally released, so I don't know what you could and couldn't do, so I couldn't tell you exactly. But now you can there's different stances for your melee weapons that you can get, and they change the way you attack with your melee weapon, and you can do like power strikes where you charge up your melee weapon and then swing, and you can also deflect bullets. It's all very cool. It's a lot of fun. I still only have like the starter initial Warframe, still working on getting something better, but it's fun nonetheless. And then I was what?
Get your companion ghost. That little companion ghost that hangs around with you and shoots.
Yep, I got one of those. His name is Death Cube, and he is kind of awesome. He looks like the companion cube. That's why I got that one.
Ah!
He's a beast. I love him. I was also playing Battlefield Hardline, which I'm still not sold on it. I've gotten a lot better than when I originally started playing, but it feels just like the cops and robbers. It just feels like a weird mod. Like everyone's been saying, I've been saying that since I saw the first trailer, where it just looks like Battlefield 4 with cops and robbers. It just looks like a big mod, like a skin overlay. It doesn't make sense with where you're stealing money out of a vault and the police officer runs around the corner with a rocket launcher and shoots you. It just doesn't make sense. But I think for the people who like Battlefield, this will be fun for them. And I think this will have the strongest of all the Battlefield stories, just because it's done by Visceral. It's cops versus robbers. I think they could do a lot with that. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I believe they extended the beta for that like a week.
Yeah, they added another week to it. I think they just announced that today or yesterday. I do have a clip, though, that I want to show you guys.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. If you forgot.
Yeah, I meant to show this last week, but I forgot about it, so I wanted to show you this week. We'll switch over to that scene right now. So
this is going to be good.
It's just a short 30-second clip. Basically, there's two different game modes. This one that we're watching right now is Blood Heist, I think is what it's called, where there's two armored trucks at the beginning of the map, and they get shot with rocket launchers at the beginning, and the criminals are trying to steal the packages and escape with them, and the police are trying to make sure that doesn't happen. So we're at the very end of the game. The criminals have 100 respawns, and once those are gone, then the match is over, or the time will run out, whichever happens first. That's how the police win. The criminals win if they steal the packages. So we're near the end of the game. Like I said, I'm pretty bad at Battlefield, so I don't really know exactly what I'm doing here. I see the criminal has the package, running through the building, trying to find a way downstairs so I get to the street. I come up, see this little window, and try to shoot it out. I don't know if this is even going to work. And then the whole platform just falls off. I'm like, okay, cool. So I jump out, pull my parachute, see the guy across the street, so I kind of glide over there, shoot him a couple times, realize that's not going to work. So I throw the luckiest grenade I've ever thrown in my entire life in any video game. Somehow managed to kill that guy. Go up to get the bag, get shot. One of the perks in this game is you can revive yourself. So I do that real quick. You can do it once per deploy. You can revive yourself. So I get up, look around for the guy who shot me, see him right there, kill him, and we win the game.
Pro gaming right there. So awesome.
Doesn't happen often with me in a first-person shooter, but luckily I was able.
Sweet. Like, you guys, that's what you see in a trailer for a game.
That needs to get as much love. It needs to get somewhere in EA's EA's hand.
does.
Pretty awesome.
I would just hate to be the guy that got shot at the end, just because I would forever feel shame.
Yeah. So I'm
That's good stuff, man.
gonna have to do
Really
something
good
with that
stuff.
clip. Yep. Aside from that, that's really all I've been playing this week. It's been a pretty busy week for me. So, what about you guys? You were talking about Dragon Guard earlier. Is there anything else you'd played?
That's it, man. I've been loving. I know I said 6, but I actually, in my heart, it's a solid 8. And I love the game. I'm having the most fun in the world with it. It has 4 different endings. Each ending progressively blends into the next. For a grander story that's probably going to be more explored in Dragon Guard 4. It is a incredibly difficult platinum, primarily because of a timing rhythm-based sequence that's at the end of branch D, which is the fourth ending that you play through. Uh, there may be or may not be ways to get around it, but I am halfway through that point, and either I will be pulling the rest of my hair out on next Thursday, telling you that the game sucks, or I'll have a brand new plaque. So I'll report on that next week. But I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. Zero is crude. She has reason behind what she's doing, and the game is hilarious. And it is there are sexual references done tactfully, well, funny wise throughout the entire game that it's almost just cringeworthy, but it's all hilarious. It's all in good play, and it's certainly an adult game. There's no nudity. There's very few curse words.
Just urinating dragons.
Urinating dragons, pooping dragons too.
Oh,
At some
okay.
point in the game, yeah. And then
They have to go.
they have to go, and probably 100 sexual references, explicitly sexual references, of everyone having get-ons with everyone else, and it's hilarious. Anyway, love the game, guys, but you can't take my word for it because you might hate it, but I'm loving it. Let me just leave it at that. What about you, Alex?
I've really only played 3 things this week on my PlayStation systems, my PlayStation 4 and my PlayStation 3. But I did go back to Smash Fest, and I did play that for a while. The new Super Smash Bros. On Wii U and 3DS. But other than that, I've just been playing Trine 2, the complete story on PS4 with Glenn, trying to get all the trophies.
I was wanting the 3 of us to do that, since there's 3 different characters, but I guess I didn't ask you soon enough.
I mean, I can still play with you guys. I don't mind.
Well, you've already played it again. It's hard.
But does it have the same function where if one person gets the trophy, then it pops for everyone else?
Yeah, it's still like that. Yeah.
Then hey guys, let's do it.
For sure.
Down
For sure.
for
We
that.
we should just all go through it. We should try to get the platinum together.
That would be cool. That's what I wanted to do.
The thing is, I'm pretty much at the end now, so really all I have to do is play the game on hardcore mode, like all the levels on hardcore, and then I'll get the plat. But I'd still like to help you guys get that.
Let's go through the hardcore mode first. How about that?
First? Oh, man, that'd be cool.
That
Yeah.
way, it's no waste of time for you, and it's something that we have to do anyway, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, just jumping in like that. The thing is, if you're gonna be doing the whole hardcore mode run, you wanna have like all of the characters have all of their abilities, and the thing is, you need all of the experience in the game in order to
So
to
all that
achieve
stuff
that.
carries over.
And you can only get a certain amount of experience in every level, and you have to get every piece of experience in order to get everything for every character. If that makes sense, I hope it did. I'm not really good at explaining.
I think it does.
What?
So I think it does. I think it does make sense. Okay, so we're screwed. So it doesn't start over.
So
And just jump
I
it
need to
off.
help you out first, and then we could do the hardcore mode. Unless you want to keep respecking every 5 seconds, then.
Well, we've got 3 months until there's really anything that I want to play, or 2 months.
2 months.
So we've got a long time. I plan on just playing a bunch of RPGs. Just long extended games, trying to get those out of my backlog.
Played a little Minecraft. I was being shown the new texture packs on there. There's like a candy sort of texture pack on
I saw
there.
that. I saw videos of that. That's weird looking.
It was kind of cute. I mean, the dirt is like cake, and the flowers are like ice creams and lollipops. There's just a lot going on in there. The spiders kind of look like pinatas, sort of cows. They look creepy as hell, but still. Um, there's a business texture pack too, and the creepers have like suits on. It's cute.
I'm ready.
There's a plastic one where everything looks plastic, obviously. I forgot what the other one is, but
I'm ready.
that's pretty much the only reason why I was playing Minecraft, other than just for randomness and fun.
Cool.
I went back to Watch Dogs just because I wanted to get all of those notoriety skills in the game. So I was just doing online decryption over and over until I got enough experience or enough notoriety to have all those skills. You know what I'm talking about? Like extra skills. That
Multiplayer skills?
have. Yeah. Well, they're not just for multiplayer though. They're for, in your single player experience too. There's the last one that you can get shows you an image of the person who's hacking you if somebody does join your game, and that's what I really wanted to try out. I wanted to see if that actually like helped at all, or if it was worth it. But the thing is, when somebody's hacking you, they're really hiding. They're not going to be like in the crowd walking around. So knowing what their face looks like doesn't really help at all.
Right.
Especially because the thing is, you just see their face. Like it doesn't let you know what their clothes look like or anything like that. So you're kind of just there's really no point in it. But I wanted to have all the skills, and so now I really have gotten everything in the game. Totally done with it. Still might play fun. I like the multiplayer.
All I have to say is, God bless different strokes for different folks. Because I'm returning Watchdog this week.
I already did.
I am genuinely happy. No, seriously, I'm genuinely happy that there's a large populace out there who love that game, who has thoroughly just taken all of that it has and pulled it back out. I did the same thing with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and some folks said they couldn't even get through it. So I think that's absolutely awesome, man.
It's really
Yeah. Cool. Well, this week, everything that released was EA Sports UFC, which I hear is very good, but it's not my type of game, so I had no interest in playing that. Then digitally, we got Battle Princess of Arcadia's, which they're talking about in chat right now. To me, I almost bought it. I was thinking about it, but it looked like Dragon's Crown meets Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So you're like playing through Dragon's Crown, but then you can also like summon your other characters to jump in and do like a quick attack, and then they jump back out. And the trophy list looks insane. You have to like get every character to level 99 and like get every character's honor with you maxed out. It just seemed like a nightmare, so I just didn't even want to get into it. So I just stayed away. Then we also got Tales from Space Mutant Blobs Attack, which is one of the launch titles of the Vita. It came to the PS3 today.
Yep. And
that was it.
Awesome. All right.
You guys picking any of that up?
Games. Yeah, man. You know what? Absolutely not.
Next.
Although at some point I am going to download the demo for the UFC on the PS4 just so I can make somebody submission real quick, which is what I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Cheeks, I just want to say that I'm really excited for that game. I'm waiting. I would have imported it if they hadn't already announced a release date or had already said that it was coming over to North America. I would have definitely imported.
Are you talking about
Sword Art Online for the Vita?
Oh, Sword Online. Okay.
That game looks good. I love.
So there's speaking about this might be the moment, right? Because I didn't hear anything from Sega. I didn't hear anything from Sony regarding Yakuza Ishin or Yakuza 5. But I actually may end up importing in this 2 months before Destiny and before October hits, Yakuza 5 at the very least to play through that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's still depressing. By the way, but
yeah,
import.
I'm gonna be just reading expressions on faces and wondering what the heck did he say.
Nice.
What's going on with the plot?
I mean, yeah, it's coming out in North America like 2 months after Japan, but I can't wait. I need that game like as soon as possible.
And then next week, the releases we have coming out on the 24th are Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark, which I'm probably just going to skip. I thought about playing it, but I haven't played the other Transformers. I played the demo of the last one, thought it was really cool, but I'm probably just going to hold off on that. And digitally, we get Valiant Hearts, which is the new Ubisoft game. It's also running on the UbiArt engine. same engine as Child of Light. Looks like a point-and-click adventure is what it looks like. I'm not sure exactly because all the trailers and all the gameplay that I've seen, or not gameplay, but all the videos I've seen, all look strange. So I think it's like a point-and-click adventure style game, but I'm not sure. And then we also have Another World is coming out to... What?
What is that, Flip? It's Another World.
A lot of people might recognize the name if you're in the Europe area. I guess that's what it was released as there. This is a game that came out like 20 years ago. I think this is the 20th anniversary of the game, so I think that's why it's coming out. But it was released on the Super Nintendo. It was called Out of This World. And I used to have this game when I was younger, and it was insanely difficult to play, but I loved it. It's like a side-scrolling action-adventure game, and the graphics do not hold up, and they all look terrible. But I was watching the new trailer for the new Oddworld game, and it reminded me of playing this weird game on the Super Nintendo way back in the day, and I couldn't remember the name of the game, and it was bugging me because I could like vividly remember sitting down and going through certain sections of this game. So I went to like a Wikipedia page. I just found like this list of all the released Super Nintendo games. Just read through it till I found something that sounded familiar, and saw Out of This World, and then Googled that, or searched for that on YouTube, and found like a full playthrough of some guy playing this, and it brought back so many memories. I was excited because you get captured by this alien group, and you have to escape, and you get like this one of the aliens becomes your ally, and you have like this little laser gun. It's one of those games where you're walking along the path, and like there's so many different things that can kill you. You have to it basically comes down to muscle memory and just memorizing the environment and when to jump and when to duck and which direction you're going to get shot from and stuff like that.
Oh,
That sounds like Bloodborne.
Sounds like
walking down the
Surfer.
street and wondering
Yeah.
which alley is going to jump out and kill you.
Yeah, the graphics look awful, but it was really funny because like the day after I watched this video, they announced Another World coming to PS4, and it was just so strange that it happened the way everything happened. I thought it was really weird. It was weird. But yeah, that comes out next week. That'll be $15, so I'll definitely be playing that. The trophy list just came out. It's basically all the trophies just for beating the game. There's nothing crazy. The game is, if I remember right, granted this was 20 years ago, and I wasn't nearly as good at games then as I am now, but I remember it being very, very difficult. So I'll be checking that out.
Awesome.
Cool. We got MPDs this month, or this week.
MPDs.
My favorite time of the month.
Yay.
Yay. So, sitting at number 1, the top spot, obviously, is Watch Dogs. The highest selling consoles is PS4, followed by Xbox One, then 360, then PS3, and then PC. Number 2 is Mario Kart 8. I don't think I've ever seen a Wii U game on this list.
It's a system seller.
It is.
For 1 month, at least.
Yeah, I think it'll stay on this list for quite a while though. Especially with E3, all those announcements of the upcoming games. I think a lot of people are going to run out and buy a Wii U now, and Mario Kart 8's like one of the 5 games that we talked about that are actually worth playing.
Yeah.
Number 3 was MLB 14 The Show. Number 4 is Wolfenstein. 5 was Minecraft on the 360 and the PS3. 6 was The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know who was buying that terrible game.
Apparently, a lot of people.
Everyone's
well,
getting.
look at the platforms that it's coming out on. I mean, so
Yeah,
it's almost everywhere. It's everywhere.
yeah. A lot of people are getting tricked into buying that garbage. NBA 2K14 is number 7. Titanfall is number 8. Kirby Triple Deluxe is number 9. And Call of Duty Ghosts is still hanging on at number 10.
So yeah, just to round that up, so we all knew that this was going to be a pretty rough month for the Xbox One. I think the overall general numbers, because Sony doesn't release them, was that the PS4 sold about 200K. Xbox One sold right around 75 to 80. That's what's being projected.
Ouch.
Which game?
So they got hurt. They got hit. Yeah. Now, conversely, this month will be the tail, right? Because now you have a lowered SKU, and you have all the folks who purposely didn't buy the Xbox One last month because they knew that it was going to be $100 cheaper. So the real question is, will this be the first month coming up in June where the Xbox One can surpass the PS4 in America?
Do you think there's really people waiting around that were just waiting for a price drop? Or do you think
Well,
everybody who has a console by now, or everybody who
They
wanted
would
to
have
cancel would
know,
have
right?
one?
That's a really good point, Flip, because the people who knew that it was coming was in the know. And the people that are in the know who really wanted one would probably have gotten one by now, right?
Probably.
Considering that Titanfall drop. So I'm, to Alex's head nod, I'm with you. I'm with you both. I don't think they're going to surpass the PS4 in sales. I just think they're going to get a significant jump. They might even sell 150 Xbox Ones this month.
Seems like Titanfall is kind of losing its momentum that it had when it first came out.
Well, you know what? You know why? And what you'll see at the GameStop as well is that there's a whole lot of the Titanfalls showing up on their shelves because it
gets
it
boring.
just doesn't have any legs. It just simply does not have any legs. Matter of fact, it's so bad that Reggie came out with a statement today and said explicitly that in today's day and age, you would be making a very, very poor decision if you made a game that was online play only. you know, he said there's something to be said about having a single player component. And I do think that Titanfall's gameplay was, or at least long sticking appeal, was vastly impacted by that. Let alone the fact that you're still playing 6-on-6 on a vast open field play. I played it, and I couldn't compel myself to continue to play. And my son, I think I told you this on the show before, that my son is an avid Call of Duty player, and he played it from 9 o'clock to about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Woke up the next morning and played Titanfall from 9 o'clock to about 11. And this is when I first got the Xbox One when Titanfall came out. He hasn't played it since. He just said, Dad, it's just the same thing happening over and over again. So anyway.
Yeah. And then a few other short announcements, nothing terribly exciting. Little Big Planet 3 was confirmed in a tweet to one of the fans that had asked that it is coming to PS3 as well as PS4, which they never said at E3.
They didn't, you're right.
Guacamelee is coming to PS4 on July 1st. I'm excited. $14.99. It's the core game plus all the DLC, and then they added more stuff to it. So there's another section in the game. I think they said 2 more boss fights. So it's Guacamelee plus more, basically. So I'm very excited to jump back into that and get some more Guacamelee trophies. That'll probably end up getting that platinum probably July 1st. I'm very excited. Can't wait to get back into that. I loved that game. Capcom shareholders. What happened with Capcom? I don't know their story exactly. I know they're selling the company or something.
Well, no, they're not selling the company, but what the shareholders essentially said is that if someone wants to take a hostile takeover, basically they want to come in and buy up the majority of the stocks and take over ownership, majority share of the company, that there will not be a defense of that. Basically, what some companies are able to do, they have the resources, they already have the plan set in place where they can enact and to buying up those shares and prevent the actual takeover.
A lot of people are saying Nintendo's probably going to do this.
Well,
because Nintendo would be
to do it. Yeah.
Because Nintendo would be the only company that would have the money to do that without taking a huge hit, since I guess they're just banking on a ton of money. Whereas Sony's kind of fallen flat with their entertainment department. Like, so PlayStation's doing well, but everything else is kind of tanking.
Well, everything in the entertainment department's doing well. Their TV.
Right. That's what I meant.
It's just crushing them.
Right.
Microsoft could do it, but the question is, does Microsoft really want to dump another few $1 billion into another company? And when I think right now they have to be questioning the viability of the actual Xbox brand itself. Mm-hmm. So who knows? But there's so many other venture funds out there. Viacom just sold game trailers. They who knows who could pick them up if someone even wants to do it. But we do know that they're now on the market, and there will be no retaliation for a company that decides to pick up Capcom.
Do you want to group up and buy Capcom with me?
Man, I would love to do it, man. Let's just talk after the show.
We could finally make a Resident Evil that isn't terrible.
There you go, man.
Get some more horror back in the world.
Get some more Mega Man in our life.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. Capcom, what we do, this is what we know, and I'll leave it at this. Capcom has done very well of not giving us what we asked for, right? They give us something else we never asked for, or withholding from us the very thing that we'll throw money at. And as a result, you know, they're not meeting their revenue targets annually.
Mhm.
And because of that, the shareholders are like, look, whatever management, whatever you think you're doing, whatever you said you were going to do, whatever you promised, you didn't deliver. Maybe somebody else who comes in will do that for us. We'll see. It's exciting stuff. I don't think Capcom's going to go away, but I would love to see someone get back involved and give me Dragon's Dogma 2. Darn it. I'm so selfish. All right.
Cool. What's this on? I didn't see this earlier. What's this about Santa Monica?
Oh, I guess there were some layoffs in February, a while back.
You guys wait till the last minute to add things on this doc, and I don't see it until it's too late.
Sorry. Well, I just thought it was worth mentioning that, they're seeking a senior gameplay generalist programmer.
Is that you? Is that you?
Yeah, I added that on email.
No, I mean, are you the senior gameplay analyst?
That's not me, no.
I was wondering if you could fill the role.
No. I mean, can you? Can you do it?
I'm the video producer. I'm not the gaming analysis.
Well, they basically want somebody to join them, the team behind the God of War games. So, I guess maybe
Dino Crisis reboot. Yes. There we go.
Oh man.
But that's good. But Alex, to your point, anytime a company does a retraction, it is a really good news to see them hiring again for whatever
Because
reason.
it lets you know that maybe something's coming.
Yeah, man.
Coming our way.
That'd be cool.
Soon. God of War 4.
I don't know.
We don't consider Essentials 4.
Well, Ascension's just like 0.
No, I love that. That was a great.
I wasn't saying it was bad. It was before God of War 1, so
That's true.
I wouldn't really
That's true.
consider it 4. I consider it like
Yeah,
God of War
that's true.
0. All right. Well, that is everything I've got on here. So, yeah. I wish we had more Destiny. If only.
I didn't get to play it.
I'm sorry you didn't get to play it.
Jump on it, man.
I'm
By the
sorry.
way,
I didn't get to play it.
I got more Drinking Guard in my life, and maybe something else, and we'll see, man. This is we're living in the desert of gaming right now until something else comes out soon.
All right, well, that wraps up episode 21 of the Trophy Chasers podcast. You could always check the video out on YouTube at youtube.com/FliptriqTV. You could also follow us on Twitter. I'm at Fliptriq. DMC is at DMC_123. And you can always catch the show live Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time at twitch.tv/Fliptriq. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching.
All right, everybody.